Welcome TYT members. We have a special technical. Actually, go ahead and leave those on. Yeah, no worries. No, normally that's amazingly good. So we are in the studio with pretty much all of the tech people who kind of make this show happen, all the different network shows and also the main show. So we're here with Dan Fega is here, who is the technical director for Sellersville Theater. He is a trained audio engineer at Duquesne University and now just is very sound person. That's not a really good explanation. We also have Mike on the sound right now. We also have Amira directing the show. In addition to that, Bart is here as well, and we also have Arthur on camera. So
there he is.
Arthur. Yeah.
We need a shot of Arthur. That's all right. We'll get you.
It takes a lot of people to make the show happen and to make all this stuff happen. And as you've seen, like we've been chipping away at making things better. So one of those things is lighting with cameras, with focus. And as these guys have come on, things have continued to get better. So what Dan has come out to do is to help improve our sound situation. And the first thing that we've done was kind of identify all the problems that we've had. So let's go through all the problems that we've had.
Okay, where do I look? There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So if we can, hey Arthur, can you pan around the room and show that we're basically in a big concrete box here. This studio here is built out of concrete on these walls over here, and these are drywall walls, and then it's a wood ceiling. And this space, before all of the stuff that's in here, was a very reverberant space, and it had a lot of echo going on, a lot of slap back and reverb going on. And so what you guys did was you built these acoustic panels. You know, let's take a look at these, which are basically made out of 1x4 pine, and then this is, what is this?
So this is Owens Corning 703 insulation,
okay.
And Hank Thompson and Tim Collins made these, and this took a long time.
And so there's a bunch of these floating around. There's like 30 of them going around the room, and basically when you put these in a reverberant space, it helps absorb some of that unwanted noise. I don't know where to look.
That's fine.
Yeah, helps soak up some of the extra noise that you don't want, and that sort of makes the space more acoustically sound, and then the listeners can focus more on the voice instead of all the other crap that's floating around in between my words. You know, so right now if I go, there's like a certain amount of reverb that you can hear in the room.
Again? A little more of a.
Hey. Yeah. So. So when you hear sound people making those silly noises, they're testing the acoustics of the room that they're in.
Yeah. So let's. One of the first things that we did when Dan got here was we kind of went through all the different problem areas. So Mike and Amir were talking about like the sound floor of just like no matter how much you compress it, and Lawrence and Bert as well were kind of giving us. They were doing compression on top of the compression we were already doing. So.
Wait, let's talk about compression.
Actually, yeah.
What compression does is you take somebody's normal speaking voice, right? There's low points, there's high points, there's parts where I come down to be more intimate and talking, and then there's times where I go back like this and I wave my arms around and I speak very loudly. I think there's some people on the network that speak loudly, right?
Of course.
Right. So that the listeners at home don't have to like. I'm going to turn up a rotary TV dial here, as if anybody does that anymore. Turn it up for the quiet parts and down again for the loud parts, so they don't have to do that at home. We do that in the soundboard with a tool called compression, as it helps bring the loud bits a little bit quieter, and it takes the low bits and brings them up a little bit more, like a rubber band around the sound.
So some of the problems that we've had was, okay, now we're compressing.
We're compressing, which is that good thing of bringing the top down, but that also brings the bottom up. So that's why we talked first about the acoustics of the space, is because when you bring the bottom up, it's bringing up the natural noise in the room louder in all the breaks. So you may, if you go back and listen to some older broadcasts, you probably hear how the sound is improving as you guys invest more in this space and do more.
So let's take a look at some of the things that are that noise floor.
Sure.
So
yeah, good idea.
Yeah. So we went around and we figured out what's causing the noise. And Dan, walk us through some of the things that are causing that noise floor to be there.
So you can follow the microphone here, and we're going to look up into the ceiling. Probably the biggest offender is the HVAC system, right? Is these vents that are spitting out the air conditioning. You got a shot on that a little bit. There it is. Go, Arthur. Okay, so hear how noisy that is. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, boy, can you. Okay, some other things are the lights. So here, come over here. We've got a light here. You can hear the buzz, and then also all the things that the lights plug into also emit some noisiness. You got that?
Yep.
That noisy. And then there's also a window back here. It looks like a big black hole on camera, but that's because there's a piece of black fabric covering a window over here, and so you can hear that there's a truck backing up now.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Right on cue, just like we practiced it.
That space back there,
Yeah.
it's like a little alley between one building to another building.
Yeah.
And the truck that we're hearing from is like about five spaces away from here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So also let's talk about the other vents. And,
Okay. So over here, that's just funny. There's nobody in there right now because it's about 9 a.m. and nobody's out there making lunch or anything. But out here is the kitchen for the Young Turks Studios.
So everyone who's microwaving things or shooting the shit, you pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Mike, can you hear anything from there? No, not really.
No.
Nobody's here yet.
Nobody's here yet.
Yes.
When Hassan gets in, you'll know.
Yeah,
Okay.
like when Steve cooks a steak, you can hear the steak sizzle.
So,
That's so funny.
There's also a window up there which doesn't get too much.
Oh
more
wait.
noise.
But now I'm gonna use this to get on my soapbox about
Cell
phones.
Here you go.
Yeah. So maybe we might even get lucky if I send you a text message, it might interfere. But also cell phones. These guys, they're our best friends most of the time. But in a recording studio, the sending and receiving of data often makes these little microphones go crazy. The wireless signals.
Mike, you getting anything yet?
Bart's nodding his head. You know what I'm talking about.
Mike, you getting anything?
yeah.
No?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's all right. It probably won't do it on cue. It's just.
Yeah.
Got some peeking.
Oh, sorry. That was me dropping the boom mic. That's where compression is our friend.
Yeah.
For moments like that.
So there are a lot of things that just kind of cause noise, and right now we've left them all on so that we can kind of show you guys all the issues that we're kind of dealing with. So
And doing a very good job of dealing with, by the way.
Thank you, Amira. Thank you, Mike. Thank you guys for kind of working on this. So in the last couple days, Amira, Mike, Bart and Dan, and Arthur too, kind of have all been kind of working on figuring out how to solve these problems. So
right. Sometimes it's easier to come in from an outside perspective, and these guys are in here duking it out every day, making it happen. And so for somebody to come in and take a broad view of it, sometimes it's easier for me to see some ways that there are some things that could be done differently.
So Amir, talk about when you came into the studio, what did you think about the audio situation? Or I mean, did you notice these audio problems when you came in? And did you have any idea how to and so
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
in addition to that, also, what did you guys work on in the last couple days?
Well, I guess we've just learned the board more. I can't do that while I'm listening to myself talk. We've learned the board and how to use it and what the controls actually mean instead of just looking at a manual online and, the things I can barely remember from class. So that was great. But also we've identified the problem areas, like the air conditioning, which you're underneath the studio lights, and we're some sweaty people. You know, we need the AC on all the time. You can't have that during the show. And the big holes in the wall that you can hear Hassan, he yell at everyone outside. So
Now,
I think,
you referred to a board a minute ago. Can we get a shot of the soundboard?
Oh, sure.
These guys are using a Behringer X32, which is a digital soundboard. Boy, that's a great shot.
Yeah.
Look at how good he looks over there.
Yeah.
It's a nice beard.
And the way the
Oh, and the
board's
dials
framed.
are nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
So
Anyway,
obviously,
yeah.
with all those buttons, it looks really intimidating, but it's really not. You're only using a few. But now we know what controls what exactly, and just how to manage it better. Especially, we're doing so many programs on the fly most of the time.
Right. Yeah, that board looks very intimidating, as you said. It can
So-
do a whole lot of things.
Mike, right in the days before Dan came over, he was toying around with it more.
Oh, you're gonna throw me under the bus?
Just a little bit, but no. But I mean, talk about, because the thing is, like, I think that we've all kind of gone through the process of being like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and then you make the tweaks, and you're like, and then it's terrible, but then you go back to it again, but then all of a sudden, like, you start to get it, and I think that's kind of the process that we've realized since we started working on this and concentrating on this, is that it's a daily thing. It's something that you kind of chip away at. And I don't know, what are your thoughts over the last couple of days with working on sound and making things better?
Well, gain stages is a thing I didn't know about. And so when I made those changes and I thought they were great, they sounded great on the board. But due to the gain stages, the final product usually sounded much, much worse than I anticipated. And my first set of changes I made were last Friday, or maybe the Friday before. I don't know if you go back and look at those videos. You can hear everybody breathing, and you can hear everything in the room. And that was because we had 3 compressors on. We had one on the board, one on the TriCaster, and then there's one in post-production.
Right, and at each one of those stages, you're taking that noise floor and making it even louder, and even louder, and even louder.
And all those lights and air conditioning thing is like...
And then your noise becomes almost as loud as your voice, as the voices.
So it's a balancing act. So Irina has been, like, yesterday, Irina was the high is, I can't do a good Irina impression, but I'm going to try anyways. The high is too much. Now she's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Can you do a Christopher Walken?
Walken. So when we're doing, then
Nick
it's
Cage?
Southern.
What do you got?
Nick
What else you
Cage.
got?
So anyways, but like Irina kind of kept going back and forth, as saying like, tweak this, tweak that. And like throughout the show, you could probably notice yesterday's show, like listen to the audio in the very beginning and then listen to the audio at the very end. And it's almost night and day.
Yeah, it changes.
So anyways, it's been really fun to work with, have Dan here for the last couple days.
Thank
We're
you,
going to
Mark.
miss you.
It has been very fun to be here. I've enjoyed working with you and getting to know your excellent crew. You guys are fabulous. Thank you for welcoming me aboard and letting me see what you have to deal with on a regular basis. These guys are working hard.
Yeah.
I would like to say they all deserve a raise. On air.
Thanks, Steve. Anyways, so Mike and Amira are going to be the ones who are going to be chipping away at making this and continue to make it sound better and look better. Thank you guys.